Hi, this is Dr. Caruso, and the purpose of this screencast is to show you how to go a little bit deeper into your levels of feedback when it comes to creating your quiz. In the previous video, we saw that if the learner responds incorrectly, and I'll just put this in slideshow view, there is some level of feedback. For example, if Chicago is chosen as the capital of Illinois, sorry, that's not right. Chicago is a city in Illinois, but it is not the capital. So this is like a level 2 feedback because it's going a little bit deeper than telling the learner that's not right. It explains why it is incorrect. And of course, if the correct response is chosen, the learner can click here to go to the next question. However, if the learner is responding incorrectly and you want to give them a deeper level of feedback, you can allow the learner to go to the place in the document that talks about this particular topic. For example, we're talking about what is the capital of Illinois, so someplace in your lesson you probably talked about the capital of Illinois. Another thing to remember here is that, and I've built some additional buttons into my graphical user interface, many of you may not have included this particular icon, which takes the learner to the previous slide viewed. This is going to be essential if you are going to be directing the learner back and forth from the quiz to other parts in your tutorial. So if you want to go to this second deeper level of feedback, you are going to have to add this button to your graphical user interface using your master view. And you would do that simply by going into your view, slide master, make sure the slide bar is slid all the way to the top, insert, shapes, and at the bottom you will find the shape that lets the action button that lets the learner return to whatever slide was viewed previously, as you can see here. I've already built it in here, so I'm going to cancel this, delete this out, and then I'm going to go back into my normal view. So what we can do for these responses that are not correct is we can go a little bit further. Sorry, that's not right. Chicago is a city in Illinois, but it is not the capital. Please click here to review the lesson on Illinois. Be sure to click, and this is where I want them to direct the learners to click on that icon that will return them. Be sure to click, and I'm going to insert the icon, to return to the quiz. So let me stretch this out so you can see what I have typed here. So what I want to do is I want to tell them, be sure to click on the icon that looks like this. So I'm going to actually draw that, insert, shape. It can be quite small. And it doesn't have to have an action because I'm only telling them this is what the icon looks like. Please click on it after you're finished reviewing the lesson. So I want to make a little bit of space so that I can drag it over here. So there it is. Now obviously if you have colored these a different color, you would want to match your colors. And also on your graphical user interface, you would want to add this. On your navigation page, you would want to explain what this button does. Okay, so far I have I'm directing the learners to click in a certain place. Now, as you can see, I've built in a slide that talks about Springfield being the capital of Illinois. So it's a visual slide. It's arrow pointing to exactly where Springfield is within the state. So I want them to go to this slide so that they can see. So where it says, please click here, I'm going to insert hyperlink, place in this document, and I'm going to go to the slide that talks about the capital of Illinois. Okay, let's see how that is looking. I'm going to go into presentation mode. And I see that this icon is here. I don't really want that to show. But if I do click on Chicago, it says, sorry, that's not right. Chicago is a city in Illinois, but it is not the capital. Please click here to review the lesson on Illinois. Be sure to click the return key to return to the quiz. So I'm going to click here. It's going to take me to the lesson on Illinois. And when I want to return to the quiz, I've been directed to do so by clicking here. So now all I need to do is to make sure that this shape does not show until it is supposed to show. So I'm going to open up my animation pane, and I'm also going to open up my selection pane. Here's my selection pane. Here's my animation pane. I'm going to close this one. I don't need that one anymore. Okay, so what's happening with this square is that it is starting with previous. So the previous happens to be rectangle 21. So I have to tell PowerPoint that I want this to appear on the click of rectangle 21. So I'm going to assign it an animation. I'm going to say appear, and then I'm going to say on click of rectangle 21. So now we can see there's 3 actions associated with this response. And I want to say not to start on click, but to start with the previous, so that these 2 things start at the same time. So I'm going to put this into presentation to see if that fixed the area. Okay, you can see that that icon is no longer showing until I click this response, and that's exactly what I want to have happen. So if you are interested in giving deeper levels of feedback, you're just going to have to direct the learner back and forth from the quiz to content in this manner. So you would do the same for these other responses. I hope this tutorial has been helpful. I will see you soon.